All right, let's talk about something we've all faced: criticism. You know the feeling. You put yourself out there, do something new, take a risk, or just try to improve your life, and boom, someone has something negative to say. Maybe it's a snarky comment, a passive-aggressive remark, or an outright attack. Either way, it stings. Here's the thing: criticism is everywhere. No matter what you do, someone will have an opinion. Get in shape? Oh, must be nice to have time for the gym. You start a business? Hope you don't go broke. You choose to spend your time giving back. Why waste your energy on that? It never ends. And let's be real, criticism hits hardest when it comes from people we know. Strangers on the internet? Annoying, but whatever. But when it's friends, family, or coworkers, that's when it really gets under your skin. But here's what most people don't realize: criticism often has very little to do with you. It's more about the person saying it. People criticize because they feel small. They see something in you they wish they had: discipline, courage, growth. And instead of stepping up, they try to bring you down. That's why understanding criticism is so important. Once you realize where it comes from, it loses its power over you. So let's break it down: why people criticize, what it says about them, and how you can rise above it. Why do people criticize? Ever notice how the loudest critics are usually the ones doing the least? It's funny how that works. The people who take the most shots are often the ones sitting on the sidelines. Rich Wilkerson Jr. nailed it. If you don't get better in life, you'll just criticize people who do. That's the root of most criticism. It's not about you, it's about them. Someone sees you improving, growing, or trying something different, and instead of dealing with their own insecurities, they choose the easier option: tearing you down. Think about it. Have you ever seen a truly successful, fulfilled person waste time dragging others? No. They're too busy building, learning, and improving. The ones who criticize the most are usually stuck. They feel left behind, so instead of climbing higher, they try to pull others lower. This happens in every area of life. You get promoted? Suddenly a coworker has a problem with you. You start eating healthy? Here comes the friend who mocks your boring meals. You step out of your comfort zone? Someone will call you cringy. Why? Because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Instead of pushing themselves, they try to pull you back. It's human nature, but that doesn't mean you have to let it get to you. Understanding this is the first step to freedom. Criticism doesn't define you. It defines the person giving it. And once you see that, their words lose power. All right, let's break this down. Why do people criticize? What's actually going on in their minds when they throw negativity your way? The answer is pretty simple: projection, insecurity, and self-comparison. Projection is when people take their own fears, failures, or weaknesses and push them onto others. They see something in you that reminds them of what they lack, and instead of dealing with their own issues, they attack you instead. Let's say someone struggles with confidence. When they see you speaking up, taking risks, or putting yourself out there, they might say, "You're so full of yourself." But really, they're just uncomfortable with their own lack of confidence. Then there's insecurity. People who feel insecure will criticize others to make themselves feel better. It's a defense mechanism. If they can tear you down, they don't have to face their own shortcomings. Ever had someone nitpick every little thing you do? That's usually not about you, it's about them trying to feel in control. And of course, there's self-comparison. This one is huge. People naturally compare themselves to others. When they see you improving, it forces them to reflect on where they are. If they don't like what they see, they might lash out. Instead of saying, "I should step up too," they say, "You think you're better than me?" Once you understand these patterns, criticism makes a lot more sense. It's rarely about what you're doing wrong. It's about what your progress reveals in others. Ever heard the saying, "He who throws dirt always loses ground"? It's true. Criticism usually tells you more about the person dishing it out than the person receiving it. Think about it. Truly happy, successful people don't waste time tearing others down. They're focused on their own goals, their own growth. But when someone is unhappy, stuck, or insecure, they look for ways to shift attention off themselves. And the easiest way? Pointing out someone else's flaws, real or imagined. Look at social media. It's a breeding ground for this. Someone posts an achievement, maybe they lost weight, started a business, or shared something personal, and the trolls show up. Must be nice to have money for a personal trainer. This isn't even impressive. Cringe. Why? Because it's easier to criticize someone else's progress than to admit you haven't made any of your own. It happens at work too. You put in extra effort, take initiative, and suddenly a coworker has something negative to say. They don't actually hate what you're doing. They hate that it makes them look bad in comparison. Instead of stepping up, they try to drag you down. Understanding this flips the script. Instead of taking criticism personally, you start seeing it for what it really is, a reflection of the critic's mindset, not your worth. Once you recognize that, their words lose their sting. You stop asking, why are they saying this about me? And start realizing, oh, this is about them. All right, so now we know why people criticize and what it says about them. But what do you actually do when you're on the receiving end of it? You've got three options: ignore it, learn from it, or stand firm. The trick is knowing which response fits the situation. When to ignore it. Not every critic deserves a response. In fact, most don't. If the criticism comes from someone who doesn't know you, doesn't add value to your life, or is clearly coming from a place of jealousy or insecurity, let it go. Social media trolls? Ignore. Bitter coworkers? Ignore. That one family member who always has something negative to say? Ignore. Ask yourself, is this person someone I respect? Do they have a track record of wisdom and success? If the answer is no, why waste energy on their opinion? When to learn from it? Not all criticism is bad. Sometimes it's actually useful. The key is considering who it's coming from and how it's delivered. If someone who cares about you gives constructive feedback, listen. If a mentor, coach, or experienced person offers advice, consider it. Good criticism comes from people who want to see you improve, not those looking to tear you down. It's honest but helpful, direct but not cruel. If you can take something from it that makes you better, do it. When to stand firm? Then there are times when you need to hold your ground. If you know you're doing the right thing, if you believe in your path, don't let someone's negativity shake you. Criticism will come, no matter what. The question is, will you let it stop you? Successful people don't let fear of criticism hold them back. They know that if people are talking, it means they're doing something worth noticing. So take the lesson, ignore the noise, and keep moving forward. At this point, you get it. Criticism is part of life. You'll never escape it, no matter how kind, hardworking, or talented you are. The real question is, how do you rise above it without letting it slow you down? Build unshakable confidence. Best defense against criticism? Knowing who you are. When you're confident in yourself, people's opinions don't carry the same weight. Their words might sting for a moment, but they won't shake your foundation. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about trusting yourself, knowing your worth, and refusing to let outside voices define you. One way to build this? Focus on facts, not feelings. If you know you're working hard, making progress, and staying true to yourself, then why care what someone else says? Their opinion doesn't change reality. Keep your circle tight. Not everyone deserves access to your mind and emotions. Surround yourself with people who support you, challenge you in a healthy way, and actually want to see you win. The right people will push you forward, not pull you down. If someone is constantly negative, always finding fault, and never adding anything positive, limit your exposure. Energy is contagious, and you don't need that kind of weight dragging you down. Use criticism as fuel. Here's the truth. Sometimes the best revenge is success. Instead of letting criticism discourage you, flip the script. Let it push you to go harder, get better, and prove to yourself, not them, that you're capable. Think of the most successful people you know. Do you think they got there without being criticized? Nope. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They used it as motivation. Remember, not everyone's opinion matters. At the end of the day, you can't please everyone. No matter what you do, someone will have an issue with it. And that's fine. Your job isn't to make everyone like you, it's to stay true to your purpose. So next time criticism comes your way, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? If not, let it go. If it is, use it to get better. Either way, don't let it hold you back. Keep moving forward. At the end of the day, criticism is just part of life. The bigger your goals, the louder the noise. The more you grow, the more people will have something to say. But here's the truth. Criticism only has power if you let it. Think about it. How many dreams have died because someone listened to the wrong voices? How many people stayed small because they were afraid of what others might say? Don't let that be you. If you're doing something meaningful, if you're pushing yourself to be better, people will talk. That's not a sign to stop. It's proof you're on the right path. So take a deep breath, remind yourself why you started, and keep going. Let them criticize. Let them doubt. Let them talk. And while they're busy running their mouths, you'll be too busy winning to notice.